Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Movie Brothers podcast. I'm your host, Parker Quinn, and with me as always is Brandon Brown. Brandon, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, I'm good, everybody. How are you doing?
Good, bud. And we got a very special episode. This episode will be releasing around Halloween, the week of Halloween. So we're going to be doing a horror movie bracket. I'll explain more in a second, but first we got a special guest, the third movie brother, I guess you could say. He's going to be part time, really. Lorenzo. Lorenzo, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, bud. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. So before we get started, I'll talk about the bracket itself. So I'm a huge fan of NCAA March Madness basketball. And they always do these brackets for the leading up to the NCAA championship basketball game. And so I just thought, you know what? Let's do it with movies. Let's have some fun. These movies are ranked. These are the top 16 horror movie franchises of all time. These are ranked according to both box office and critic and audience reactions. So you're going to see a few that you're surprised are as high as they are, as low as they are, and not even on the list. For example, Friday the 13th is not on this list.
Baffling.
Baffling. I know,
Hmm.
right?
I'm surprised it's not on the list.
Yeah,
Again, that's a classic.
it is a class. I mean, let's be honest, they're not really that good. It's not that good of a franchise. Let's be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
honorable mention, Stephen King's It should be on this movie as well. I know it's
So,
not a franchise, but
so let me explain that. There's a reason why I did not include it. The reason is there's only two films in the franchise.
mhm.
A franchise is three or more films. So when it comes to something like it, there's two movies, a mini series with Tim Curry, and then an upcoming HBO show. So in other words, there's only two movies. So that's why that is not included in here. Yeah. So that's the
Yeah.
definition of it. So I'm excited. Are you guys excited for this?
I
Oh,
am.
I'm excited.
So what's gonna happen is you guys are gonna vote for what you think should move on between the fight, I guess you could say. And if it's a tie, I will jump in and give my own personal opinion. I will be hosting the whole thing. And then of course we will eventually crown what is the greatest horror movie franchise of all time.
Sounds like fun.
Let's do it.
All right, get it rolling.
All right, here we go. So our first pick, the number one seed, The Conjuring, versus the number 16 seed, Child's Play. And I'm going to start with Lorenzo since he's our guest.
Honestly, those two, I feel like there's a clear winner on this one. The Conjuring has to take it. Child's Play, I love Chucky, but I did not. You don't get that same jump scare that you do from The Conjuring.
No, you
I'm
don't.
all about the jump scare
No,
in a horror movie. If I see it coming, it's not as thrilling for me.
Yeah, so you're going Conjuring. Brandon, what do you got?
I'm gonna go Conjuring because as a child, I was terrified of dolphins.
Yeah.
And to me, Chucky, it's after growing up and realizing it's more of a comedy. It's more of a comedy than a horror movie. So it's
Mhm.
gonna have to be Conjuring.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, my vote doesn't count anyway, but I'm going to go with The Conjuring as well. I mean, the first two Conjurings are like two of my favorite horror movies of all time, especially the first one. The third one I liked. I didn't love it, but like I do think it's a good movie. I still haven't seen the new one yet. But to me, it is a consistent franchise too, not just quality. And by the way, one other thing I want to point out, um, if there is a cinematic universe, we're splitting it up. So for example, if you look at the brackets, we have the Conjuring franchise itself and the Annabelle franchise. So in other words, if we were to do like superhero franchises, we wouldn't have the MCU together. It would be the Avengers films, the Captain America films, etc. Forgot to point that out. But anyway, yeah, The Conjuring to me, I love the chemistry with Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. They do a great job as Ed and Lorraine Warren. And yeah, I got to go with The Conjuring as well. So Conjuring
All
is
right,
moving
Conjuring
on.
the winner.
All right. So the number nine seed, Final Destination, versus the number eight seed, The Purge. Lorenzo?
Oof. I mean, this one, dude, I still have PTSD driving on the 401. Final Destination takes that one by a mile. Tell you, well, it's Canada by a kilometer.
There you
Um,
go.
I love The Purge. It was original. It was a good movie, but Final Destination, it's something that you've definitely never seen before. I would find to be a little more original and a little more suspenseful because you really don't see anything coming.
It's true. Yeah.
From the first movie to the newest one that just came out. I still haven't seen the newest one because I'm
It's
not ready for
great.
that yet.
It's great.
It's on my list. I have so many movies I need to watch this season.
Hmm.
Honestly, the horror movie marathon has begun, and that is on my list.
Awesome. So we're going Final Destination there. Brandon, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I don't know, man, because like Final Destination, that's a classic, but then The Purge, like if you have like social anxiety, then
Hmm.
that's a movie for you to watch. But for me, it's tough. It's so tough. Yeah, Final Destination.
You're going Final
Yeah,
Destination as well?
Final Destination.
All right, yeah. Final Destination is moving on. I will say this. I agree with you. The Final Destination, I love the fact that it's very original and very different because it's not a killer coming after people. It is literally death coming after people. And like you, Lorenzo, I mean, if I'm driving behind a truck that has a bunch of logs behind it,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, nope, changing lanes. And I haven't seen Final Destination 2 in years. And yet every single time if I'm behind a truck like that, I'm like, nope, I gotta go. So the fact that a movie really does get under my skin in the sense that like it affects my real life, kind of situation like that, clearly it did its job. And the Purge, they're fun, but like the quality has gone down with that franchise too. I think,
Absolutely. I would
yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
say that the one good thing about that movie universe, there is not a single Karen that exists
Mhm.
because they know what's going to happen if they continue acting that way come Purge.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah,
Save me! No, let me speak to your manager.
but yeah, like I said, Final Destination Bloodlines, which is the new one that came out, it's great. So I highly recommend it actually. It like and for a franchise that I was actually kind of like maybe they're dipping in quality now, they really bring it back up. And I might as well even say that I think Final Destination Bloodlines is the best in the franchise.
Okay.
It's the
That,
new
you
one
know
and it's
what?
better than the original.
I definitely have to see it.
Yeah, check it out for
Yeah.
sure.
You
All
know
right,
what?
moving
I'm gonna
on.
watch that today.
Yeah, do it. Here we go. So number 4 is Paranormal Activity, and number 13 is Saw.
I mean,
Both started off strong and then both fucking started to fall off a bit.
I'm gonna let Brandon go first since he pointed that out. So and just to switch it up a little bit. So
Because like for Paranormal Activity, everything was great, and then after the marked one, everything started going downhill.
mhm.
Like barely any people talk about it anymore. And the same thing with Saw. They came out with how many movies and a TV show, and
They've done
then
like 10 Saw movies, I think, 11 now.
yeah, just
yeah, around
so
there.
so. This is a great matching up. This is great. These two matching up are great, but I'm going to go with Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal
Because yes,
Activity.
Saw is a classic.
Hmm.
It is like a gore fest of a movie.
Yeah.
But I think more people are more. I think some, I don't want to speak for like the whole human race, but like I
Speak for
guess
the
more.
whole human race. Do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So like I guess more people are afraid of the unknown, something you can't see, something you can't control.
Yep.
But like in Saw, it's like you get to choose either live or die.
Yep.
Like, do you want this piece of shit to die? Like, say for instance, like a snare, like you push this button, this person falls through this trap, one or whatever. It's like done.
Yeah.
But that's a weird analogy though. But like
I get what you're saying.
Saw you have choices, even though the choices are messed up. But then Paranormal Activity, you got no choice as a demon, and he's in the back of your closet, waiting to rail you and pig roast you. No, Paranormal Activity for me.
Paranormal Activity 1-0. Lorenzo, what do you got?
You know what? I have a very similar argument. Saw started off strong. It was a nice original movie that really kept you on the edge of your seat, but so did Paranormal Activity. 'Cause as soon as I was done watching that movie, I had to look up to see if it was real.
No, for
I
sure.
had to know, is this like, did this actually happen? Because that movie made me jump in my skin.
You know what's funny?
And
Sorry to cut you off, but like
go ahead.
what I find it funny is that everyone still talks about the Blair Witch Project and being like, Was it real? Was it real?" When I watched Blair Witch Project, I knew it was fake.
Oh
Paranormal
yeah.
Activity, while obviously a part of me was like, "Okay, this is fake," a part of me was still like, "Maybe this did happen." Like, so they did a better job of making you feel like, was this real in comparison to say the Blair Witch Project?
1,000%. Saw, I felt when it continued on with the franchise, it was a nice little touch on the fact that it's not just random victims. Each person, there's a reason why they were chosen to
Mhm.
enter the Saw games.
Yep.
And Jigsaw continuing that storyline to the point of his death. keeping that story going, bringing someone else new on to keep all of these different characters being punished for reasons that he felt were valid because he felt like he was done dirty in his life. So he wants to turn around and do it back. In Paranormal Activity, we find out in I think the third movie or fourth movie that it turns out they're being haunted.
Hmm.
Like they're being followed no matter where they go, no matter what happens. It is a sequel to a sequel to a sequel, but it's not the same. God, what's the one I'm trying to think of? It's not the same story in every single movie. Where Saw, it kind of is.
Hmm.
So I definitely have to give the Paranormal Activity on this one.
Paranormal
At least
Activity.
in the first movie, we see the haunting. It makes us jump out of our skin. Second movie, they make sure that we know it's more about the child. In the third movie, now we know it's about the wife's family. We know it's continuing, but every story is slightly different. With Saw, it's the same thing. You get drugged, you're brought into a room, now you're fighting for your life.
Mhm.
Paranormal Activity has the edge on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Paranormal Activity. Not that my vote matters anyway. I just think I don't know. Like there is something, Brandon, you pointed it out. Like there's something creepy about not seeing something, like not seeing the killer or anything. Frankly, that's what made the first Jaws work.
Mm,
Like you didn't see the shark until like maybe for like 2 seconds and like an hour and a half to 2 hours into the film. So the entire time it's a POV shot of the shark. We never see the shark until then, and that's what made it scary. You even watch the original Alien. How often do you see the xenomorph? Very rarely.
exactly.
So, and that's what Paranormal Activity does. And frankly, I'm going to pick it not just because Paranormal Activity I think is scarier, but Saw, it's torture porn. That's what it is. And frankly,
Yeah.
I like, while I do like the first Saw film, just I don't want to sit in a movie theater or sit on my couch and watch people getting tortured for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like that's just like it's just distasteful. It's not entertaining at all. So yeah, I'm gonna say, despite the fact that I do actually really like the first Saw film, I will go with Paranormal Activity on that one as well. All right, so moving on, the number 5 seed, Evil Dead, versus the number 12 seed, Psycho. Let's start
I don't
with,
know.
yeah, Brandon, you want to go first this time?
Um, Evil Dead I've watched. Psycho I've only studied about it in like grade like 11 like art class.
Hmm.
So I don't know if my vote's gonna count because all I know is from Psycho is like Andy Warhol and all that. That's the only reason why I know about Psycho, but I'm about to go Evil Dead.
You're gonna go Evil Dead. All right.
Yeah.
Lorenzo, what do you got?
You know what? I also preferred Evil Dead over
Hmm.
Psycho, given one of Vince Vaughn's best performances. Definitely got him out of his element, out of his comedy
Oh,
box that
the
you didn't
Psycho
need to see
remake?
him.
Oh, I forgot about that movie.
Oh no, dude, that's the one you got to go off of though. Like if you're comparing them, that one was fantastic.
Hmm.
But then again, if you're going off of that versus Evil Dead just has that gore, that thrill factor that you don't get from Psycho.
Hmm.
Psycho, it's more suspenseful, like it builds throughout the movie, but in Evil Dead, you're gonna have that a little bit of like, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
Like I just love having that feeling of like something just over your shoulder. I love that little twist you get.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna go with Evil Dead as well. I just think as a franchise, the Evil Dead franchise, there hasn't been one bad one. Like they have been very consistent with their quality.
Oh yeah.
And I love the first Evil Dead. What I love is that it is such a low budget film. Like it looks like something like we like the three of us and like Chelsea could grab a camera, go out into a cabin in the woods and film something. Like it is a very inspirational film. It makes you go like, oh, so I can do this too, you know? And as for Psycho, I mean, it's an Alfred Hitchcock classic, right? I mean, you can't go wrong with that. But did it need sequels? Because we are talking franchises here, right?
We are. A lot of these
So,
movies, and again, we are comparing a lot of movies right now versus the entire franchise as a whole.
yeah.
So I would definitely say like right now, the listing, the choices we're giving, I would definitely say I'm leaning towards those one movies, but think of it as a whole, I would still say that Evil Dead takes it over Psycho.
Me too. I will say that. So yeah, unanimous decision. Evil Dead. This sucks. We're just agreeing on everything right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Fine, I'll
probably
mix the pot.
no. It's probably gonna switch up when we get to round two or something like that. So moving on to the other side of the bracket, we got number two, Alien versus number 15, The Exorcist. So Lorenzo, why don't you go first here?
I mean, this one I say there's a clear winner. Like Exorcist takes this one. Alien, I don't find to be as scary. It's not something that's gonna make me keep up my lights on at night. Exorcist, yeah. Power of Christ compels you, yeah. Today's a good day for an exorcism. Yep. I'm keeping my lights on. I'm snuggling my dog, and I'm not going to bed. So,
Exorcist. Brandon, what do you got?
See, I have to go Exorcist, man, because what you call it, watching Alien, I was like, damn, all you need is a shotgun to beat this thing. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I can do that.
Well, it
The
has acid blood. Don't
Exorcist,
forget about that.
bob and weave, bob and weave. I'm good. But Exorcist, like Lorenzo was saying, I can't fight demons. You crazy? No, no, no. I can't fight demons. The moment I see someone's head turn the wrong way inside of a Starbucks, I'm turning around. It's like, oh no,
Dude, just
with us.
no,
dude,
ain't
just
no
wear
playing
a
today.
cross, hire a priest, you'll be fine.
No,
Oh
that
God.
ain't gonna work.
Eh,
There
I'm
was a
allowed.
horror movie I saw a while ago. I can't remember
Always.
what the name was. It was like some vampire and like some priest had a glowing cross.
Hmm.
The vampire, like, what's that gonna do?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah. So you're going
no.
Exorcist here.
Yeah, I'm more an Exorcist, man.
Okay, my vote doesn't count, but I'm actually going to go with Alien. Because here's the thing. Again,
Really?
we're going by franchise. If we were
Yeah.
doing the first Alien versus the first Exorcist, Exorcist 100%. As much as I like the first Alien, Exorcist is one of the greatest horror movies ever made, and still to this day, some people would even say it's still the greatest horror movie ever made.
Mm.
But this franchise, again, kind of like Psycho, this should not be a franchise. Exorcist
Mhm.
2 is considered one of the worst movies ever made. Exorcist 3 is considered the best sequel, but even that's not that great.
The TV show was all right.
I've seen like two episodes of the show. I did like it, but I haven't like finished it or anything like that. Whereas Alien, but here's the weird part. Alien has at least two movies that I really like. The rest of the franchise I don't care for.
Mm.
So for me, I'm picking like okay, two movies versus one movie if that's the case. But so my vote doesn't matter. Exorcist is moving on, but I'm just saying I would have went with Alien, even though I'm not huge into the Alien franchise. I just think that there's one good Exorcist movie versus two good Alien movies. So that's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
I
Maybe
mean, they
three because
realized they
Alien
were
Romulus was
losing.
good.
They realized they were losing some momentum when they decided to do the Alien versus Predator movie. They wanted to combine the two because they felt like they could have gotten a few extra movies out of that one, and especially with the new Predator movie coming out,
Yeah.
it just it's gonna prove that Predator over Alien is gonna be number one. But Alien itself does hold strong from the 90s sci-fi era,
Hmm.
not so much in the 2000s.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. All right, moving on. Number seven, Annabelle. Number 10, Insidious. Lorenzo,
Parker, you go first.
you want me to?
Yeah.
No, it's like my votes don't matter. I'm letting you guys go.
You
Unless it's
matter.
a tie, I will jump in.
No, you go first. I want to hear this one.
Oh God. Okay. I think Insidious is really good. I don't think it's like amazing or like a top 10, top 20, maybe even top 30 horror movie, but I think it's a really good franchise. The first Annabelle is one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen. Now, the other Annabelle movies I actually don't mind. They're actually pretty good. But just having said that, I do really like Annabelle Creation, which is the second film in the franchise, which is a prequel technically. Um, yeah, I mean, creepy dolls, they get to me, honestly. But Annabelle's way scarier than Chucky. And so on I'm gonna go with something that actually scares the crap out of me. I'm gonna go with Annabelle.
I want to see an Annabelle and Chucky death match. I want to see that.
Annabelle's just gonna sit there. And Chucky's just gonna be like, Ah.
And we just put them in one of those Rock'em Sock'em robot rings and just have them go at it. Someone take it popped off. Round two. Let's go. Um, I would say Insidious on this one.
Okay.
I liked the Annabelle franchise. I did not think that it held up in the last movie.
Okay. Annabelle comes
Unfortunately,
home. Yeah.
unfortunately at that point I kind of felt like they were slowly getting to the point of beating a dead horse.
Yep.
But that happens a lot with a lot of sequels. Like at that point,
Hmm.
it's rinse and repeat. Where we need to see something more original, and I find you get that a little bit with Insidious, but at the same time, it is a sequel. It's a
Yep.
continuation of the story. Annabelle, it's not a full continuation,
Hmm.
but it just felt like they were doing the same thing over again.
So you're going Insidious then.
I'm going Insidious on this one.
All right. Brandon, you're the tiebreaker.
See, we have The Conjuring and Annabelle on this list.
Yeah, like I said,
The
if there is cinematic universe, I'm splitting it up because it wouldn't make sense for like the whole Conjuring universe against
yeah,
Alien, for example.
yeah. For me, like I said before, I hate dolls, but I know damn well the only way to beat them is just to kick them like a football. When
Unless
it
it's
comes to
possessed by a demon,
Insidious,
Wood chipper.
what?
chipper.
Thank you. What cheaper, bless the holy water. That's how it works.
Hmm.
But Insidious. Because I'm trying to put myself in each scenario. Demon tries to take my kid. It's never my kid to be with. To begin with. It's okay. I understand. I understand.
Jeez.
I'm moving out. Bye. House keys, mortgage, yours. But oh man, one that scares me the most.
Well, which one do you just
Uh,
like? If we were to say, "Hey, Brandon, we're gonna watch either Annabelle or Insidious, and you're gonna watch it with us," which one would you pick? And we're marathoning the entire franchise.
we're watching Annabelle.
We're watching Annabelle.
We're watching Annabelle. I'm
Okay.
not dealing with
Okay.
Insidious. No, it's just no, no, no.
So we're gonna go with Annabelle. Moving on to the next round. All right, next up. By the way, I'm actually shocked that Annabelle is ranked higher than Halloween.
Really?
We're gonna get to that in a second. So number three, Scream versus number 14, Living Dead. You got Ghostface versus zombies. What do you got, Lorenzo?
Gotta be Living Dead.
You're going Living Dead. Okay.
I'm going Living Dead on this one. I liked the Scream franchise. It was good, but again, it's to me, I'm thinking back at it now, and it's just like cheesy 90s, like, and
That's
they
what makes them
explain the whole
great.
they explain the whole
No, you're
premise of the
not right
movie in the
now.
first 15 minutes. Like when Ghostface calls her, like, do you like scary movies? No, they always run upstairs instead of going out the front door. They're always big boobed ladies who can't run. They can't do anything, and it's just insulting. I'm like, you just summed up the entire movie. I can leave now and I know what happens.
But you know what? I'm actually gonna go first before Brandon does. Because I know Brandon's favorite Scream movie is Scary Movie.
Oh God, yes.
Scream is my favorite horror franchise of all time. And Scream is the first Scream is my favorite horror movie ever made ever. Um, to me, like the Scream movies are like the Deadpool. What Deadpool is to the superhero genre is what Scream is to the horror genre. They break the fourth wall. They're very meta. And yeah, I mean, like that's the whole point. They play with the audience's expectations. We've seen Friday the 13th, we've seen Halloween, we've seen Nightmare on Elm Street. So we know the formula. Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson, who wrote the film, was just like, let's play with those tropes. Let's have fun and actually like switch people's expectations. Because when the original Scream movie came out, all they said was Drew Barrymore is going to be the lead in the film. And at the time, Drew Barrymore was the biggest teen star in movies. And guess what? Oh, she's not the lead character because we killed her off in the first 5 minutes. So everyone who saw Scream at the time went, "Who is this movie about? Like, what? I came to the theater to see Drew Barrymore. So what's going on here?" And you get Nev Campbell as Sidney Prescott, by far one of my favorite characters in horror movie history. And by the way, what's your favorite scary movie? You got to go with that voice. And And I'm actually surprised, Lorenzo, that you're choosing to go against Monica from Friends.
I know,
I
I
can't believe you're
know.
doing that.
Hey, even David Arquette is in that movie too,
Yeah, that's how
so
they met.
I know. Well, that and Friends, like they were
Oh yeah,
together
true.
in Friends as
He
well.
wasn't like one episode. You're right. Yeah.
And I will say, Scary Movie does do a fantastic job at spoofing it for sure. But I don't know if you've ever seen the skit where Drew Barrymore reenacts the beginning of that movie, but instead of it being Ghostface on the phone, it's Adam Sandler.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my God! And
Oh,
he's
I
he's
need to see
talking
that.
he's talking in his old lady voice. Like, you want to see a scary movie?
You hear a scary movie?
It's so
I
good.
need to see this. Okay. Uh, Brando, you're breaking this tie.
Uh, zombies. I like zombies, but at the same time, I do love me some Scream. Also, the Wayne Bros did an amazing job on the Scream,
On
They
that first
did.
one.
a scary movie,
And they're
animated
coming back with
Scream,
another one.
Yep.
which
Next
I'm
year.
being, which I'm going by myself to watch. I don't care if I'm going with you guys. I'm going day out by myself because that's one of my favorite franchises. I'm gonna have to choose Scream.
Yes.
Yeah, he says yes. I'm gonna choose Scream.
All right.
Hey, no feelings hurt.
Yeah.
This is why we do this.
For
If we
now.
like everything, it would be fun.
We
So
talk, but
Scream.
we don't judge.
Scream. Now this next one, Brando, we already know our answers because Aaliyah made us do this or that between this last time. But
Yeah.
a number 6 seed, A Nightmare on Elm Street versus number 11, Halloween.
Again, 11. I can't believe
Yeah,
that.
again, it's also by quality of the franchise too, because the Halloween franchise, let's be honest, not the greatest.
Halloween Resurrection, that movie kept me from sleeping for like 2 days.
Halloween Resurrection sucks, man.
I was a kid, dude.
That, that's
I
the
was
one
like
where they go
11
into
when I
his
saw
house,
that.
right? And then they go into his house and as like a TV show or something like that.
Yeah.
That movie
And
sucks.
the only person to ever put Michael Myers in his place was Busta Rhymes.
It's one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my entire life, dude.
But he still puts him in his place and makes
Okay.
him walk away. It's I that was the one scene in that movie that actually made me giggle. Um, but it's just him not speaking.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to Nightmare on Elm Street and you have Freddy Krueger, you have a guy who's complete opposite. He is
Yep.
animated, he's electric, he's there to have fun.
Yeah.
Michael Myers, complete opposite. He's not there to talk to anyone.
Oh,
When they rebooted the series and brought in the prequels to show an origin story for Michael Myers, I thought that was I thought that was fantastic.
Rob Zombie ones, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And the whole origin of his mask being the a William Shatner mask they bought from a costume store.
Yep.
And they needed to make it scary, so they bleached it.
Yeah.
And that's how they came up with the Michael Myers mask. It's William Shatner.
Yeah, it is.
Captain Kirk is in the horror movie.
I'm actually surprised William Shatner has not appeared in a Halloween movie.
At this point, if they do, it's gonna be when they try to do a reality series, and he'll be like the director or something, and they cut his head off, and his toupee goes flying.
Probably. I don't know. Um, so you're gonna go Halloween?
Oof.
Halloween Nightmare on Elm Street?
This
Again, we're
this is
talking
probably gonna be one of
franchises
the
too.
toughest ones for me because I love Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
One, two, Freddy's
Freddy's
coming
coming
for
for
you.
you.
That song resonated with me during my teenage childhood. It was every Halloween.
Hmm.
Michael Myers scared the crap out of me, but I find Nightmare on Elm Street had a better franchise. So I'd have to go with Nightmare on Elm Street. I love both, but it Nightmare squeaks by over Halloween.
Brennan, what do you got?
See, I'm going to go Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes, Halloween, Halloween in the name. But man, just like Lorenzo was saying, the song haunted me as a child.
Yeah.
I literally, everyone's like, yo, the boogeyman's gonna get you. I'm like, fuck the boogeyman. Watch it. This man is in your dreams.
You
No,
give
if
me
you
a mashup of those two, the Halloween theme song and Freddy Krueger song. Oh my God.
mm-mm.
Well, the John Carpenter Halloween music is better, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, good. We're on an agreement on that one.
Yes. At least that one we agree on. But I
Yep.
still want to hear your take on that one.
So I'm actually gonna go with Nightmare on Elm Street with you guys as well. I think, and I hate that I'm saying that because I said this when Aaliyah was on the podcast because at one point she said, "What's better, Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween?" So this is weird that we're doing this again. But granted, we're talking about the franchise as a whole, not the first films from both franchises. The best way to describe Halloween, what It's a Wonderful Life is to the Christmas season, is what Halloween is to the Halloween season. And I'm not just saying that because the title of the movie's Halloween, but the fact that it takes place on Halloween. You see people trick or treating in the film. You see people carving pumpkins. Like it's basically the DNA and the traditions of Halloween are in this movie. So that's the way I would describe it. And Halloween came out before Friday the 13th. It came out before Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Scream. It set the template for the slasher genre. And I love Jamie Lee Curtis, but I don't know. A Nightmare on Elm Street, just I would much rather watch that. Just because like Freddy Krueger, while sadistic as hell, he's so much fun to watch. He is funny too. And also we get the very first movie with Johnny Depp in the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Who has one of the best deaths in the entire
By
movie?
far. Yeah, it was such a good death. And I think also think like both franchises, let's be honest, they're not that great as a franchise as a whole. But I think Nightmare on Elm Street has Dream Warriors and New Nightmare, which I really like. Halloween, on the other hand, the 2018 one wasn't bad. I liked it. And I can't really think of any others. Maybe H2O, but like that, not to mention they're inconsistent with their own timeline.
Oh yeah,
They're
that
constantly they're constantly being like, okay, these five movies is one timeline. Then the next film we're doing ignores all the sequels, but it still refers to the first two films. So really, this film is the third film in the franchise. And then they do it again. And it's kind of like, okay, you guys are inconsistent with your timeline and the quality of your films here. And Halloween Ends, the most recent one, I hated. I liked the idea they were doing. The execution of the idea really did not work. So yeah, I'm gonna go Nightmare on Elm Street as a franchise here.
I will say honorable mention on that one will have to be again Chainsaw Massacre
Okay.
and Sinister. If
Oh,
there was a wild
But
card round,
but
I'd
again,
have to throw
there's only
those
two
two.
Sinister movies, right? So that's why I wouldn't
Jeepers
No,
agree.
Creepers.
I know, but that one was good too.
All right, moving on. So round two, gentlemen. The number one seed, The Conjuring, versus the number nine seed, Final Destination. Lorenzo. Oh, there's something wrong with your mic. We can't hear you now. No. Yeah, Brandon, you go first while we wait for Lorenzo here.
All right, I'm about to go with uh mm,
Conjuring, Final Destination. Do you want me to go first?
I'm about to go Conjuring, man.
You're going Conjuring?
I'm going Conjuring.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Lorenzo, how's your mic going? Ah, we can barely hear you. I don't know what happened there.
Oh no.
Well, keep talking. Keep talking.
Can you hear me now?
Keep going. I think it's getting better with the more you talk.
Okay, good. I want to lean towards Final Destination.
Okay, the Final Destination. Okay. So your mic, by the way, your audio has gone worse, but like we're still going to keep it because we can at least hear you. So you're
Well,
going,
let's definitely say I want to say Final Destination
There we go.
for The
It's back
Conjuring.
now.
yeah, the more you talk, so maybe just keep talking.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be exhausted after this. Coffee. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Final Destination over The Conjuring. Again, this had a good story. It continued. They kept it original. The Conjuring, also fantastic, but it's the same story going throughout the entire franchise. They both have their merits,
Mm,
but for me, Final Destination, it holds up.
okay. I'm going to go with The Conjuring.
Finish.
I think Ed and Lorraine Warren as characters are just so likable, and the fact that these were real people, because they keep saying The Conjuring is based on a true story, and I honestly I do believe the events happened. I just think they might be a little exaggerated for film. But I think the again that first Conjuring movie, I remember seeing that movie theater, watching it, and just being like amazed by this. Because what I liked about The Conjuring was when it first came out, it felt like the typical horror. The family moves into a new house, but it's haunted. They took a premise that has been done so much, and they just made it so unique and so different from what we've seen before. And that's what I love about The Conjuring is that while in 2013 when it came out, they took an idea that has been run to the ground and then rebuilt it into something new. And of course, it became a cinematic universe from there. Now, should it have been a cinematic universe? I don't know. Might have to ask someone else. But I mean, you can't deny the success of The Conjuring, and I love those films. So I'm going to go with The Conjuring. So The
That's, you know
Conjuring,
what, it's good. You're right. And again, with it being based off of a true story, the first movie made the most sense. It was
yeah,
thrilling, it was suspenseful, it kept me at the edge of my seat. And honestly, I would love to do another bracket where we just did all movies based off a true story.
we could do that, but that's going to take time to find the top 16.
Yeah.
Eh, give me like 2 hours.
Okay. So Conjuring is going to move on to the next round. All right, number four, Paranormal Activity versus number five, Evil Dead.
Brandon, you start off on this one.
No, your mic is going again.
Yeah, he needs to keep
Yeah.
talking. There
So you know what? I'll
we
I'll
go.
start off and then I'll get silent. Oh God. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go with Paranormal Activity.
Okay.
I like the way the story concluded towards the end. Watching a guy get his back broken, basically folded like a lawn chair.
Yeah. No.
That's not something you see a lot when it comes to the paranormal activities. Um, Especially when it comes to anything paranormal, it's mostly possessions. And this was, they straight up summoned a demon. And we can't see it, but it was there and it had a presence. Even sitting in the theater for the first time watching it, I could feel that presence. And I was sitting back in my seat and I was down, I was huddled in. I'm like, what is happening right now? And you just see his body just go, whoa. I'm like, okay, nope.
Yep.
That I
And at the
yeah.
time, you're probably sitting in one of those movie theater chairs that folded too. So you probably were like,
Oh yeah. I had three people beside me going, I thought you're not scared of this. I'm like, it is a guy being folded in half. I felt that. And I couldn't see what did it.
Brandon, Paranormal Activity or Evil Dead?
I'm gonna go with Paranormal Activity
Okay.
because what you call it? I mean, it's just like it's not about scary wise. It's about like survivability wise. Like for me at least, if I can't survive it, I'm gonna be more scared.
Okay.
And it's gonna be Paranormal Activity because Evil Dead, all you gotta do is don't pick up the book. Just don't pick up the book. You see a book with a face on it, leave it in the ground.
The Chromicon. Yeah.
You don't need. So yeah, Paranormal Activity. I'm going to choose because, as Lorenzo said, what you call it, being folded in half, and then another movie in the franchise, like the marked ones. I see a naked woman just walking around like it's nothing. Like no, no, no. That's a demon. She in the right mind. So that I can't survive. So Paranormal Activity. I'm going to choose.
Okay. My vote doesn't matter, but I'm going to go with Evil Dead. I love those movies. I think they might be the most consistent in terms of quality with the horror franchises. Honestly, like I think while Scream is my favorite franchise, Evil Dead I think has like the better quality in comparison to any of these other franchises. So I'm very disappointed in you guys, but whatever. It's personal opinion.
hmm And
Um,
guess what? Don't pick up a book. If we're all hanging out, you see a
well,
book,
you
don't
you
pick it
don't
up.
you don't want to pick up a cheese grater after we saw Evil Dead Rise together.
No, we're not doing
Yeah.
that.
I just
Well, we don't
love
have to deal with the cheese grater if you don't pick up the book.
I just love the like I said, the low budget of the first film. I love that the third film literally becomes like a time travel fantasy horror film with Army of Darkness, which I actually watched like two days ago. And I don't know, I I think Bruce Campbell as Ash is great in the role. But obviously my vote doesn't matter. So because Paranormal Activity is moving on.
You matter. You matter.
Thank you. All right, so moving on. Number 15, The Exorcist versus number 7, Annabelle. Lorenzo?
Oh, you know what? This one I'm gonna have to give it to Annabelle.
Ooh, okay. Why is that?
I liked these are great franchises, and it's hard for me to narrow it down, but like every movie here clearly had a quality to it. And I would definitely want to say that when it came to those two, especially, Annabelle Annabelle hold is oh my God, it holds a higher standard than The Exorcist did. Like you said earlier, the first Exorcist movie was great, the second one sucked,
Hmm.
and the third one should not have been made.
Yeah, it has definitely become a franchise that is just, again, it shouldn't have been a franchise to begin with.
No. And Annabelle, the whole Annabelle franchise it was more entertaining for me.
Hmm.
If I have to pick between those two, I would definitely say Annabelle for me.
Okay. Brandon? Creepy possessed
Mm,
girl or creepy doll? Do,
mm,
do, do, do,
I'm
do.
sorry, this is hard. Oh,
Do you want me to go first?
yeah, you go for it. So I'm gonna be bad.
I'm gonna go with The Exorcist. Again, I'm going against what I'm saying in terms of like one movie versus a whole franchise, but I just the first Annabelle, if I were to compare the first Annabelle movie to the first Exorcist, I mean it's a no-brainer, not just because The Exorcist is like the greatest horror movie ever made to some people, but Annabelle is one of the first Annabelle is one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen. And frankly, I'm actually shocked that they even made two sequels after that first Annabelle movie. Now, granted, those other sequels are superior to the first film. They are so much better than the first film. And while The Exorcist, I think, shouldn't have been a franchise, I just think, I don't know, there's just something about The Exorcist that really hits home with me in comparison to Annabelle. Because the fact that they needed a second film to really put this franchise on the map and they couldn't do it with the first film, that kind of sets it back. So it's a weird argument for me because I'm saying Exorcist shouldn't have been a franchise, but I'm also saying that Annabelle, it just I don't know. I just feel like they don't earn the number 7 spot on this ranking. I think personally, so that's why I'm going to go with The Exorcist. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with The Exorcist. I'm gonna have to go with The Exorcist. It's, yeah,
so why is that? Why are you picking Exorcist?
it's a classic.
Out of the
Annabelle,
sequels.
they had some terrible sequels
Yeah.
in the franchise. Exorcist, I love the first one. I love the TV show. Still haven't watched the last movie that came out with, but
Oh,
I'm
it's
going to go with
terrible.
it. Okay, then.
It is absolutely terrible.
Ooh,
It might be the worst one in the entire series.
ooh. Yeah, I'm to go with yeah, Exorcist, Exorcist. It.
All right. There we go. Wes Craven versus Wes Craven. Number 3, Scream. Number 6, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Ghostface versus Freddy Krueger. Lorenzo, what do you got?
You do.
You're going Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay.
Gotta be. I mean, if I'm going just based off of the horror movie genre overall, I'm comparing a guy with a knife versus the guy who can attack you in your dreams.
Yeah.
I think I know which one's gonna scare me a little bit more.
Okay. Brandon, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
Sorry, bud.
Whatever. I mean, like, you know what? I won't disagree with you guys in the sense that Freddy Krueger is like a fantastic villain. Johnny Depp's death we mentioned earlier, it might be like one of the greatest deaths in horror movie history. So well, I don't even know how they filmed that. Like it's crazy. Um, and I just think Freddy Krueger, like, sure, again, I like Scream more, and Ghostface is a great killer. Freddy at least is like super entertaining in the sense that like while it's not a comedy, I can still laugh at some of the stuff that he does. Like I remember in the first film when he's terrifying uh the first girl and he's like, watch this, and he's cutting off his fingers one by one and not feeling any pain. There's something sadistic about that, obviously, but there's also something a little Looney Tunes, comedic about it. And I love that. And by the way, Heather Langenkamp in the first Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So again, I mean, I was going to vote Scream anyway because it's my favorite horror movie and horror franchise, but I'm not too mad at this one. I would be mad if Night of the Living Dead beat Scream, which it didn't. So, Nightmare on Elm Street. All right. The final four, gentlemen. The Conjuring or Paranormal Activity? I'm going to let Lorenzo go first on this one.
One based off a true story, one that had me believing it was a true story.
Good point. Yeah.
Oof. I'm leaning towards The Conjuring on this one.
Okay.
Again, The Conjuring, like you said earlier, it has it had a great storyline behind the first movie. Obviously, based off a true story, is those are always gonna be the best movies.
Mhm.
Things because whenever you see a movie like that, you're gonna know like it's not gonna be like, oh, I know what's gonna happen next. I'm like, no, you don't.
Yep.
Unless you read the news articles, you have no idea what's gonna happen next. A lot of the movies nowadays, it can be a little more predictable,
Yep.
and especially with like Paranormal Activity. Once you got past the third movie, you're like, okay, I know how this whole franchise is gonna go moving forward. In The Conjuring, it's it's scarier. It's scarier. It has more of a thrill to it over Paranormal Activity, which was more of a subtle, quiet fear. Conjuring, it was like more in your face, more intense. I definitely would give that one two thumbs up.
All right. So Conjuring 1-0. Brandon.
I'm gonna say my answer, but right after, I'm gonna have to like leave for a couple seconds.
Okay.
I'm going to say in Conjuring, man, it's based on a true story.
Yep.
It tells me where I don't need to go.
Yep.
But yeah, well, one
Sounds good.
second.
All right. So while Brandon's gone, I will give my opinion. Yeah, it's unanimous. I'm going to go with The Conjuring on this one too. Again, I just think Ed and Lorraine Warren are just so likable. Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson are fantastic in their roles. I feel it feels like a TV show in the sense that like we've grown with the characters so much with each film. Granted, I haven't seen the fourth film yet because it just came out. Um, and it is scarier. It is so much scarier than Paranormal Activity. And I have a blast with The Conjuring. So yeah, it's going to be a unanimous decision. The Conjuring is going to move on to the final round.
You know what? That one definitely. If I had to go back through that list and look at every single one we picked, yeah, yep, I wouldn't. I even if I switched up the brackets, I wouldn't. It would still be The Conjuring for me in
Yeah.
the end.
Okay. All right. The next one, number 15, The Exorcist versus number 6, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Which one's going joining The Conjuring in the finals? Let's start with, you know what? Let's start with Brandon on this one.
I am back. Also, um, Nightmare on Elm Street, man. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Done. No explanation.
That's
Just
like,
that's your answer.
buddy, you need a priest. The priest can fight the demon. It's okay, well, whatever. Freddy, you're fighting him. No, no, no. It's Freddy's the winner. And also just like, yes, The Conjuring have yeah, I mean The Exorcist does have like what you call it, references in all sorts of media and stuff. So I was trying to stop myself from cussing, save you editing.
It's fine.
But but man, Nightmare on Elm Street. No, no, no. I like it's in one of my favorite TV shows, Rick and Morty. Like, I think it was B word Terry. Like the guy always said the B word and stuff in that one episode. That's probably my favorite episode in Rick and Morty. So, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Renzo.
Two Freddy's coming for
No, no,
you.
we're not saying that song.
That's exactly why it's my pick. The man comes for you in your dreams. You can't close your eyes. In The Exorcist, you can leave the room. Tie down the possessed girl. Walk away. Go have beer. Go watch the football game. Freddy? Uh-uh.
The
I'm sorry.
amount of
I play with knives for a living.
Yeah, you're a
This
chef.
man plays with knives with other people for a
Hmm.
living.
Yeah.
I I have been burned, I have been cut. This man has been burned and he loves to cut. I am Freddy takes this one.
man.
Yeah. So my vote doesn't count, but yeah, honestly, I was gonna go with Nightmare on Elm Street anyway. I mean, yeah, again, we're talking franchises. Exorcist is great, shouldn't have even been a franchise. And while there have been a lot of bad Nightmare on Elm Street films, we've had some good ones here and there. So there have been more Nightmare on Elm Street movies that are good in comparison to more Exorcist movies that are good. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Nightmare on Elm Street. All right, gentlemen, we are in the finals. The number one seed, The Conjuring, versus the number six seed, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
The Conjuring Nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, so let's get Lorenzo to go first since you are the guest.
I'm going to lean towards Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
It's The Conjuring, it holds its merits to all these other movies. It has my respect when it comes to being one of the best horror movies out there. But Nightmare on Elm Street, you can't step to an OG.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, but Freddy Krueger was probably the inspiration behind The Conjuring. He was the
Well, The
demon.
Conjuring's a true story. You think the
And
demons were like, you know what? Let's do what that guy did.
We probably didn't.
exactly, that's what I think. No one messes with Freddy
We
Krueger.
don't know how demons
Jason went
think.
up against Freddy Krueger and beat his, you know what?
Say it.
He beat his ass.
There you go.
He's like, "Oh, you have a machete. I have five of those."
You know, a part of me is a little disappointed Friday the 13th didn't make the list. Otherwise, we would have had Freddy versus Jason.
We absolutely would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Brandon, Conjuring or Nightmare on Elm Street? This could be it. If you vote Nightmare on Elm Street, the game's over.
Oh, he is.
I'm
He is. See,
sorry, boys. I am so sorry. There's real life and then there's inner dreams.
Hmm.
Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm sorry. Like, it just scares the shit out of me.
So
Oh,
yeah,
I could be
so,
dreaming of the baddest woman on this planet, and all of a sudden I turn to my left and it's Freddy instead. No, no,
for me, yeah,
no.
I'm not mad at this because these are two franchises, or at least the first Conjuring and the first Nightmare on Elm Street are two of my favorites. I'm not mad at this. A part of me, I think I would have voted Conjuring, but I'm not disappointed with this. I think Nightmare on Elm Street is a fantastic franchise, and so, ladies and gentlemen, Nightmare on Elm Street is the winner for the first ever March Madness movie bracket that we have done. That was fun. Did you guys have fun with this?
No, I loved it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So like we'll probably do this again. We'll probably do like, other
Christmas.
franchises. Yeah, we can do Christmas movies and all that too. Yeah. Like we're gonna have fun with this. We're gonna do this segment again. So anyway,
favorite death in a horror movie.
Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street.
I mean, that one is very good, but
Hmm.
my favorite would probably have to be Paris Hilton taking a steel pole through the head in House of Wax.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Yep.
that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was in the theater when that happened. People were cheering.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good death. It's a really good death.
It's that movie, not being a franchise, made me happy because clearly that was a very unique storyline. Because you always go to these wax museums and you see these people like, wow, they look so realistic, and they turn this movie into that that imagination someone had. Decided like, you know what, let's flip the script.
Yeah.
And watching these people get filleted while alive and then basically living in a prison of their own bodies, but can
Yeah.
never,
It's messed up.
it's messed up. And then
Agree.
again, Paris Hilton, in that movie, just running and running, and you can see this guy with a pole and just javelin throw it straight through her forehead.
Nice.
That is probably my favorite death in any movie. It's got gore, it's got suspense, and it's got one of the best things in the world. Paris Hilton.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, that was our horror movie bracket. Nightmare on Elm Street wins. We had a lot of fun with this. Obviously, we're going to do this again. Join us next time on the Movie Brothers podcast. We're posting episodes every Monday at 10 a.m. Is that correct, Brandon?
Yes, it is very correct.
That is very correct. Not correct, very
Not
correct.
very correct.
Yes.
I think it's gonna be another day. Stop kidding yourself. It's always gonna be Monday.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, I want to thank our good friend Lorenzo, our third movie brother, for being here today. Lorenzo, thanks a lot, buddy.
Love you, brothers.
Love you too, buddy. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the show. We're going to be recording the next episode very soon. We hope you guys had fun. You can follow us on Instagram as well. Anyway, I'm Parker Quinn.
I'm Brandon Brown.
Good
I'm
night.
Lorenzo Guerrero.
Yeah, there you go. Good night and good news.